Hello there everyone and welcome. I am BogMod. We are playing more of The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. Now this is a re-recording. I'm just going to put that out there. There was a little bit of some technical issues causing the game to automatically skip videos for just reasons, I don't know. So again, my thanks out to Sephi Ezefiel, who mentioned it and brought it to my attention so I could fix things. So I'm going to re-record today's episode, and if you see other later points in the game where it seems to have missed something, it's probably a place where I was recording and still using the without the fix that I've implemented. Anyways, I know where I started and where I ended for today's episode, so we're just going to redo it again. And besides, this gets me the chance to see Olivier once more, and I love Olivier.
It certainly promises to be an interesting year.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, Olivier, everything about you is great.
But perhaps this too is the divine providence of the goddess, no?
How do you mean?
Look at that handsome, dashing
Seeing
prince.
them there, I feel they have the potential to be the light we seek. A light that can break through the storm clouds that continue to build over our nation day by day.
Alright, so this should be about where the video kicks in. And behold, it is! Ah. Oh. This does make things better, doesn't it? Yay! Videos. Oh, Machias, you're so grumpy. Laura. Oh, Fee. And oh! That's your kitty, Emma? Oh, see the things that I don't get to see? Because these videos were being denied to me? Ah. I'm gonna make a different episode a little weird, I think, later on. Ah, well. Oh, that's a smug-looking noble, isn't it? Good old giant dragon skeleton monsters. Crazy child. Ah, Chancellor Osborne. And Mecha? Don't know who the guy in the fancy armor is. Probably an Ouroboros villain. Speaking of, well... Speaking of, I was going to say, that's probably not an Ouroboros villain, but it's probably a horrible monster I'm going to have to kill as an end boss. Our badass crew of heroes. Class 7. Yay! Wonderful times. Everything is great. Prologue. Yeah. We'll just continue, because I'm not going to actually keep this save. School time interester. Thor's Military Academy, the 3rd dormitory. Our protagonist, everybody, checking his tie in the mirror.
All right.
And his loving family, and let's be honest, probably half of them are dead. That's kind of how these things go. I mean, he's a mysterious youth with a mysterious past.
Oh, Reen!
Which tends to mean half of his family or is dead.
Morning, Elliot.
I would be very surprised if they were all alive.
Good morning. Are you heading to school now too? How about we walk there together?
Sure. It's getting late though, so we might need to pick up the pace a little.
No problem. I'm guessing everyone else left already, huh?
I think so. I'm not sensing anyone else on this floor, at least.
Yeah, because you got your Arcus unit, which links
Gaius
you
in
to them.
particular is probably long gone by now, being the early riser he is.
Oh, okay then. He's not sensing anyone?
Ah, yes.
What does that
This is a little
mean
earlier
exactly?
on. They haven't fully realized the depth of those Arcus units. Which means Elisa is still grumpy. Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
Morning! Are you two on your way to school?
Yeah. Come on, Emma. We're going to be late. Hey, wait for me, Elisa. We'll see you in class.
Well, at least it doesn't take too long to resolve that. Which I am pleased.
I never would have guessed she'd hold a grudge this long. She knows it was just an accident, right? She has to.
Yeah. And as I said, I'm sure I said before, she fell on you, Reen. She's the one who needs to apologize for smothering your face with her boobs.
Can't believe she'd be so sensitive.
You're the
No
victim.
kidding. She's not even giving me a chance to apologize to her.
And you shouldn't.
Well, as long as you keep trying, I'm sure she'll understand. Eventually. Class 7's got enough tension as it is, what with our two, prideful warriors at each other's throats. So I think it would be a load off everyone's mind if you and Elisa could make up at least.
I'll certainly do what I can, whatever that may be.
Alright. Ah, the petals falling. What a picturesque school town.
These past 2 weeks have really flown by, haven't they?
Ah, yes.
It's funny. I went into this thinking combat practice would be the toughest part of the curriculum. Never would have guessed the academic side of things might give it a run for its money.
Well, strong in body and mind is pretty firmly embedded into Imperial culture. I do get what you mean, though. I figured I'd be able to coast through the year, but I've had to very quickly reevaluate that.
You too, huh?
You know, I wonder if I would just left this going long enough if they would just reach the school.
I wish I were as smart as
No,
Marcus or
seems like they
Emma.
paused.
They don't seem to be having any problems at all. But then Emma got the top score on the entrance exam.
Cunning
I'll bet you
game.
anything Machias wasn't far
Cunning.
behind.
I'm sure. Eustace and Elisa are apparently doing really well, too. As are Laura and Gaius.
Really? Guess I'm just gonna have to suck it up then. Though I really do hope they don't mind.
Huh? I'm not sure I follow.
Oh, sorry. You got me thinking about Eustace and Laura. I've been talking to them the same way I talk to everybody else, but they're both nobles, right?
I think they're both okay with it.
And Eustace's family rules over the whole eastern side of the Empire, so it kind of feels like I should address them more formally.
Well, they both said it was okay, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Though you probably shouldn't go picking fights with Eustace every chance you get, like a certain someone else.
Oh, I don't plan on it.
Oh, Machias.
I'd hoped they'd get along a bit better over time, but if anything, things seem to be spiraling downhill fast on that end. When the two of them are in the same room, there's just this constant tension in the air.
It's not all Machias either. Eustace seems to enjoy provoking him at every opportunity. I can't even imagine what it would take to make them see eye to eye at this point.
Yeah, I wish there was something we could do to help them get along. And that's where we'd be if we weren't in Class 7.
So interesting little note that was brought up in the comments, because, as I mentioned, this is a re-recording, which means I'm going to get rid of the old version of this episode. Was brought up that, you'll notice, the commoner dorms are down some stairs.
Dormitory number 2, for all the common folk like us.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess so, huh? I'm still kind of shocked that Class 7 gets to have its own dormitory. Though, to be fair, I think that building was abandoned till this year. Seems like they renovated it just for us.
Well, they did a good job. It's got a nice feel to it. I just wish it were a little closer to the academy.
Hey, you're in our way. Step aside at once.
Ah, that's such a good, arrogant voice, too. And I know I've heard him from other games. I just can't place it.
Class 7, I see.
Is something the matter?
You're just a ragtag bunch of nobodies, aren't you?
I'm trying to place... I still can't remember who he is.
We're leaving.
Oh,
Yes,
well.
Patrick. A word of advice. You might be part of a special class, but that doesn't change who you are. Never forget your place.
I mean, I know that the character's name is Patrick, but the voice actor and the other roles he's done, I can't.
So they're from one of the upper classes. This is why I hate talking to them.
Unfortunately, that attitude is all too common among the nobles. Thank goodness Laura and Eustace aren't like that.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad. That's the infamous dormitory number 1, where all the nobility lives.
So as it was mentioned in the comments, yeah. So the commoners, you have to go down to a bottom landing to reach their dormitory. Whereas the nobility, they are on an elevated plateau overlooking all the peasants. Probably intentionally designed that way.
It's supposed to be super fancy inside, with maids and butlers and everything.
Wow, really? Guess that's our cue to pick up the pace.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, hey, have you picked out a club to join yet? Doesn't sound like you have to or anything, but it's probably a good way to meet people.
No, I'm still looking. It's hard to decide on one.
Reen, you have the best club, though. Club Protagonist. Also known as Club Side Quest.
Stand, bow. Be seated.
As I'm sure you're all well aware, the Erebonian Empire was driven to the brink of collapse roughly 250 years ago.
Yay! History. Thomas Lysander.
This was brought about by the conflict we know as the War of the Lions. A civil war lasting several years, staged over the throne of the late emperor by the most powerful of his potential successors. But of course, I'm not here to tell you that. If I were, I think even young children would be able to pass this course.
Oh, so clever.
Rather, I'd like to discuss the effects this had on the Empire as members of the aristocracy were drawn into the war. Many hired mercenaries turned to looting and pillaging, and a similar trend could even be seen among some of the knights. The land was left utterly devastated, and morale was at an all-time low. But then, lo and behold, into this nightmare stepped a man willing to take a stand against this bloody war of succession. He was a wandering prince who began to rally forces from the outskirts of the Empire, and would go on to make quite a name for himself. And that name, of course, was Dreikel's Rice Arnor.
Oh, Rice is how you pronounce that. Oh, she called it Reese. Oh, well.
He would later become known as Dreikel's the Lionheart, the 73rd Emperor of Erebonia, and father of the Renaissance. Not to mention the founder of this very academy.
And I see Instructor Thomas has the perpetually closed eye look
Draco's
going on
army
with those
was
glasses.
initially rather small in number. But as he traveled across the Empire, winning over the hearts of influential sympathizers, his forces rapidly increased. Now, the place where Emperor Draco's first began gathering his army was... Reen Schwarzer, would you care to tell the class?
The place where Draco's first started to gather his army was the... Let's go with Merchant City of Crossbell, which is not actually in the Empire, and I know it's the wrong answer. But it'll be fun, because I haven't picked that one yet. No, wait, I don't think that's it. I can't believe I don't know this. I should have studied harder. Ah. Cheating! The Nord Highlands. It was the Nord Highlands, a region northeast of Erebonia. Correct. You seemed hesitant, though. Was that question a bit too difficult, perhaps? Prince Draco's wanderings led him to the land of Nord, where he lived with the vagabonds for some time. It was there that he heard of the civil war taking place in Erebonia, and those vagabonds of Nord became his very first allies. Thanks! Oh, we're starting to get along better. Slowly but surely. Yay! AP increased by 1. This is one of the neat mechanics. By making good decisions, acting appropriately, completing quests, we get academic points! Yes! 15 ranks, you get to level up, become a more impressive person. Same amount of EP that we granted for a correct answer. AP bonuses will only be given if correct answers are given from the start.
Nice work, everyone.
I may do a touch of save scumming to ensure I get the best grades. Because you know what, if I could save scum in real life, oh, I would save scum all the things.
In case you've been living under a rock, please don't forget that tomorrow is your first free day. It's not technically a day off, but there are no classes, so it's up to you what to do with your time.
Of course, depending on how long it is between save points, I might not bother with that. Anyways, otherwise, the important thing will be to have fun.
You could go shopping in the capital if you wanted to. Or just do what I do and sleep all day. Sleep is so wonderful.
Oh, Sarah. You just know that anyone who has her kind of attitude, plus what we saw at the beginning, she's that eccentric type who's so good at what they do, people let them get away with what would clearly not be accepted otherwise.
Will the Academy's facilities still be open for our use?
Yes, I'd like to be able to use the free study area in the library myself.
Of course! This school shuts down for no one, so feel free to patronize any and all facilities as you like. A lot of clubs have meets scheduled for these free days as well, so anyone who's joined one should probably check on that.
I see.
I'll be certain to do so.
Also, before you leave, we should go over what's happening next week. On Wednesday, you all have your practical exam.
A practical exam?
What does that entail exactly? It's part of your combat training. You'll be graded on your performance, so make sure you're well rested and ready for battle by then. Might be a good idea to do some training on your own time too, just to keep from getting rusty.
Interesting.
I definitely don't like the sound of that.
Fee is not impressed.
Oh, and one more thing. After the practical exam is over, I've got another important announcement about a major part of Class 7's curriculum that I haven't mentioned at all yet.
Surprise!
Here it comes.
So, whatever you choose to do on your free day, make it count for something. That concludes today's homeroom. Machias, if you'll do the honors.
Yes, instructor. All rise. Bow.
What a respectful class. I never had to bow to my teachers. Then again, I never attended an elite, prestigious military academy. Maybe if I had. See, I'm a little worried about that practical exam next week. I mean, I'm still just getting used to the staff. Have you able to train if you need a sparring partner? The gymnasium looks big enough that I'm sure we'd have no trouble finding a good spot for it. Yep, it's very kind of you to offer. I was planning on attending club practice today. Oh, you joined a club already? Which one did you pick? Well, I decided to try for the band, but I'm not sure how much use they'll have for a violinist. I didn't know you played the violin. You just pick it up for fun? Yeah, something like that. How about you guys? Have you joined any of the school's clubs? So you're joining the art club. Art, huh? Somehow that's not what I pictured you. No pun intended. Nah, pictures. Reen, you're a clever guy. Do you have any artistic experience? I dabbled in it back home. Not myself, though, so I feel like this could be a good chance to learn proper technique. Yes, little known fact, Gaius is a fan of postmodernist cubist art. Sure, that sounds like a thing that would be reasonable. And I may have made up that fact. I'd love to see some of your work sometime. She left, then she came back in. Oh good, you're still here. Instructor. Is there a problem? No, I was just hoping someone could do a teensy little favor for me. There's something I needed picked up from the student council room. Something you need picked up? What would that be? That's for me to know and you to find out. All I'll say is it's something absolutely essential to your school life. And somebody needs to go get it. Though it doesn't matter who. Any volunteers? Sure, I'll go. Ah, Reen, good for you. If I show up to the student council room and tell them what you sent me, they'll know I'm there, right? Well, wait. Are you sure you don't mind? You two have clubs to go to, right? So totally understood it. This shouldn't be a big deal at all. I can learn a few clubs on myself along the way, in fact. Oh, if you don't mind. Thank you. See, the student council room is in the student union building next door, at the end of the hall on the second floor. So until quite late, so there's no rush. Thank you, my dear. I leave everything in your capable hands. Yes. Okay. And on that note, this is about where I ended it last time, so we'll end it here. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully we won't have many more of these periods where I have to re-record and to fix missed things. But I mean, it seems to be working now. We saw the videos, so let's keep our fingers crossed. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this. And if you're feeling generous, you can always follow me on Twitter or check me out on Patreon. Talk to everyone soon.